What's going on? What's going on? So, 9mm Luger. That happens to be my favorite pistol cartridge. Tell your boy, what's the worst 9 you've ever shot, and what's the best 9mm you ever shot, and why, or what you currently own, or whatever. Man, I have a lot of 9mm because like I just said, that's my favorite caliber. So I have a lot of 9mm pistols. Through the years, I've got rid of a couple of them, not many, few, maybe like 3 of them, but I've shot some good ones and I've shot some bad ones. But my favorite 9 in the world is absolutely hands down the Glock 19 Gen 3. That's my baby. I still have her. I want to own a few more Glock 19, so stay tuned, man. I have on the buy list a Glock 19X, a Glock 19 Gen 5 is on the buy list as well, and I might buy another Glock 19 Gen 3, so I might customize it a little bit, like put my logo and my name and stuff like that. The Rebel edition. You know what I'm saying? I might do that later on down the line, but absolutely hands down, the Glock 19 is the best. It's the best 9 I've ever shot. But close runner up to that, I have to add in the same is the Ruger P95. That's another gun those are my 2 favorite 9s ever. The Ruger P95 and the Glock 19. I love those. I had a Ruger P95. I don't know why I got rid of it. I got rid of it in like 2011. I got rid of it. I bought it used, and even when I bought it used, that thing was a tank, bro. It was never failed on me, never jammed. Trigger was pretty good. I had the double action only one. I think that's the one I had. Awesome pistol, man. Built like a fucking tank. The Glock 19. Everybody complain about the Glock triggers. I don't see an issue. I love Glock triggers. I don't, factory triggers. A lot of people say they gritty, they garbage. I mean, I just trade with mines, man. I'm just like that. When I buy a gun, if a trigger is really, really bad and I know I can change it, I might swap it out. But I don't see the issue, man. There are better triggers on other firearms, though. But I still don't see nothing wrong with the Glock triggers. 19, she never failed me. Always reliable. Always went bang. Very light. Great balanced gun. Well balanced. Now, the worst 9mm I ever owned or shot. Every 9 I've ever owned has been great. All of them. None of them really gave me any problems. None. From the cheap ones to the expensive ones. But as far as the worst 9 I've ever fired, or I've ever owned, my least favorable 9. Damn. Let me think. It probably was my High Point C9. Yeah, I would have to say that gun. And not saying it was the worst, because it wasn't. It did have issues at first when I bought it. It was jamming a little bit. It smoothed out after like 100 rounds. It started smoothing out, and it been great since then. But that's my least favorite because, as big as it is, that gun is what we would call maybe a subcompact, and other guns the same weight as it are double stacks. You know what I mean? Lots of times. And they only hold fucking 8 rounds. So I always had an issue with that. And the grips on the High Point was always problematic. They're real slippery. They don't have much texture to them. So sometimes your hands get wet, it can slip. You start fumbling, it'll start slipping, or you can't get a good grip on it sometimes. That has happened to me a few times. But out of the box reliability, it wasn't really there. I had to shoot it a few times, maybe 2 more boxes I put through it, and it started really like chugging everything that I put in there. Steel case, don't matter. It was just eating everything. So when people tell you High Point's not reliable, that's a lie. Some people probably got duds, but a lot of people say to polish the feed rim. I didn't have to do that with mine. I just shot the hell out of it, and it been running great. But that is, considered as far as the guns I've ever owned or shot, the High Point probably was the worst one. Don't mean that it's a bad gun. I just mean, it's not as good as all the other ones. That's all, So if you had to put them all in the category from least to best to the worst, then High Point would be at the bottom as far as guns that I've owned or shot. That's really where I'm at with it. But let me know, man. Tell me, what's the best 9mm you've ever shot? What is the worst one you've ever shot? Let me get that feedback, man. This is Rebel Shooter. I'll catch y'all later on the next one. And I'm out. Peace.